Fairfield Media Productions is proud to present FCA on LSN and FMP Sports on fairfieldmedia.tv.
FCA on LSN, brought to you in part by
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They are proud to be the only Green Seal certified janitorial service in Central Ohio and promise to do the job right or do it over. 740-687-1077.
Thompson Concrete, a full-service concrete company. Online at thompsonconcrete.com.
Fairfield Mini Storage is located on East Main Street in Lancaster, or find them online at ffministorage.com.
Discover your promise in academics, in athletics, or in theater at Ohio University Lancaster and Pickerington. Online at lancaster.ohiou.edu.
Let Matt Gray motivate you or your group for change. You can visit him online at maxspeaking.com.
In Focus Consulting, the data agency. Online at infocusconsulting.com.
Fairfield Christian Church, located near the River Valley Mall in Lancaster. Online at fairfieldcc.com.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home. Respect for tradition, regard for change. Available online at funeralhome.com.
Roger Weaver and the Weaver Law Offices. Online at weaver-law.com.
Redeemer Lutheran Church and Dr. Jack Davidson. You can visit them online at redeemerlancaster.org.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
And welcome to Take It to the Field. My name is Cassie, and today I'm here with Coach Dave Dobbenmeyer. How are you today, Coach?
I'm doing awesome, Cassie, and honored to be here with you today.
All right, let's talk about last week's game against the Westview Wildcats.
Well, you know, they were. We knew that they were going to be a little bit experienced football team, even though they had like 12 or 13 seniors. They had a lot of those guys that really hadn't played before. One of our greatest concerns is you being a cheerleader and being there is knowing the long trip. And we were concerned about what that long trip was going to do to us, and we came off the bus and got playing pretty well right away. Hit Jake Walker for a big pass, got us ahead. Then we had a couple breakdowns on our kicking game that allowed them to return 2 kickoffs for touchdowns against us. You should never have 1, let alone 2 in a game. And one of the things that's been kind of we've been struggling with as a somewhat young football team is the ability to be able to put a team away. Mm-hmm. We saw it happen to us last week. We got ahead at one time. I think it was 33-7. Allowed them to return a kickoff, made it 33-14. Then they drove and completed a pass, made it 33-22. So things got a little bit tight there at the end, but really for the most part, we were a better football team, and we just have to eliminate some of those mistakes and put a team away when we have a chance.
Now, how do you think this week's game against Dayton Christian is going to go with Jacob having a hurt ankle?
Well, Jake's a little better. We've been working all week to try to get him healthy. He's our speed guy on the outside. Dayton Christian is they're 4-0. In fact, they were 9-1 last year. Didn't make the playoffs. Division 5. They're a little bit larger than what we are. So they've won if I do my math is any good, 13 of the last 14 football games. They're pretty good. And they have a young man by the name of Heath Harding who's reminds me a lot of Hayden Welch. The way Hayden used to play last year, except Heath is in the backfield, and so they hand him the ball all the time and he runs. But those of you who watched Hayden play last year know how elusive he was when he would get running and guys would miss him and so they wouldn't get a hold of him, and Heath Harden runs a lot like that. So our guys are going to have to run to the ball, we're going to have to tackle, and we're going to have to play good football against them. One of the things we tried to do this year, Cassie, something we learned over last year is we started out really really hot last year. We were 5-1, I think it was. And then we lost our last 3 football games, which were Shadyside, Youngstown Christian, and Grove City Christian. And one of the things that happened is we got beat up. We played our better teams at the end of the season, hoping that we would be ready, but getting better. And we were getting better, but physically it just really took a real toll on us. So we front-loaded the schedule this year, and told our guys at the beginning of the season that the first 5 games were going to be our toughest of the year, and we had to persevere and get through those. And I told them we would love to be 4-1, 3-2. I could live with 3-2 if we can get 3-2. So here we sit today, 3-1. This is the toughest team that we've played all year, no question about it. We have the ability to be able to beat them, but I'm really proud of our guys of how well they've come through what I think has been a pretty difficult stretch of football for us.
So do you think that, how do you think the game, how do you think that's going to play?
Well, we have to stop the big play. That's how they've scored a lot with Heath Harding. And they have some other guys certainly that complement him, but he's the guy that they have to beat. We have to limit our mistakes, call some turnovers on their part, not have any, as I said, not any mistakes on our part, and play hard. And as I said, this has been a great group of guys to coach. They come out and they work hard every day. They play the best as hard as they can every Friday night, and that's all we can ask. I think one of the things that's so hard for us to believe is we're 5 games into the season. The season's halfway over tonight, and I remember standing in the weight room with those guys last year, and they would always tell me, man, August will be here before you know it. August is just around the corner. And here we sit now with really five regular season games left, and hopefully we'll be lucky enough to get in the playoffs.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in today, Coach. I enjoyed talking to you. And up next, Knights Action.
Service Master cleaned by Todd George. They are proud to be the only Green Seal certified janitorial service in Central Ohio and promise to do the job right or do it over. 740-687-1077.
We're gonna have a real good time. We're gonna have a real good time. We're gonna have a real good
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You fuel your body,
and your mind,
whether you like to throw around the football,
play frisbee in the park,
or dance in your room.
moving every day helps give you a healthy body and mind.
And that makes you part of a winning team. Hey, that was my line. Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov.
You all should know our wonderful staff led by Coach David Dobblemeyer and Assistant Coach Norm Emmons. Great Assistant Coach Shad McFarland and Ray Briegel, Tim Boland, and our strength coach is Pastor Tom Gill.
Yeah. And welcome everybody to beautiful New Lexington, Ohio. We're bringing you tonight's action of Fairfield Christian Academy against Dayton Christian. Hello everybody, my name is Jerry Camp alongside Andrew Gherkin, and we are about ready to bring you tonight's action. The Knights come in with a record of 3-1, I believe. And you were at last week's game, Andrew. Kind of talk about the game against Williamsburg last year, kind of the strengths and the weaknesses that you saw from the Knights.
Well, on the offensive side of the field, they ran the ball very well. Ben Tobin had a total of at least 300 yards the whole game and brought his season total up to like 900, I think. And I think there were 2 plays in the first quarter where they threw a pass to Jacob Walker as he ran a post route, and they gained at least 20, 30 yards off that each time. The second time they actually got a touchdown, and it looked like they were doing pretty well in the first quarter, but you drop back to the second half in the third and fourth quarter, and their defense wasn't as good as it was in the first half. The Williamsburg team scored more than they did in the first half. I think they had 2 or 3 touchdowns there in the third and fourth quarter.
Okay.
But
well, we'll see how the Knights' defense looks tonight. Dayton Christian will come out on offense first. They beat, if I heard correctly, they beat Cincinnati Christian by 32 33 points. Excuse me, it's 33-0. And I mean, Cincinnati Christian's a pretty good school, so Knights might have a handful tonight. It's gonna be a good game, ladies and gentlemen.
And they're coming into this game 4-0, but they also haven't played a league game yet. So they're 0-0 in their league, but they're 4-0 overall.
Junior Collins with the kick, and fielded by an up back, but that will go out of bounds. So pretty good field position for the Warriors on their opening drive.
And I was looking at their main offense, their high scoring offense, and it looks like the backbone of that is Heath Harding, who's a 5'10 senior, and he plays running back. Last year he had 106 carries for over 1,000 yards, and he had 23 touchdowns. So my guess is they'll be running him quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw them in pre-games. I mean, they can throw the ball too. They're not a one-sided offense. So, and in games past, the Knights secondary has had their handful with passing teams. Let's see what they can do tonight. Usually pretty stout against the run, but this is a multi-talented team. Fielded by one of the up backs. That's
Heath, I think.
And you're right, that is Heath Harding, and pretty good field position.
By Levi Bailey.
The Knights are led by Joey Gall, senior, the anchor of this defense. Joey's going to be all over the field tonight. Offense, defense, play some fullback on offense, linebacker on defense. So, but Joey's a good player, great leader. And the give, and he is gone. That is Heath Harding, the first play from scrimmage. Heath Harding takes it for a touchdown. And you're right, Andrew, this Heath Harding, the backbone of this offense, as you can see from the first play from scrimmage. Knights looked a little lackluster there. I mean,
they gave him a hole the size of a truck. And he ran right through it and gone.
He has great vision. I mean, once he gets the hole, he's... And 2-point conversion. That was that was interesting. And that was Harding for the 2-point conversion. So 11:41 remaining in the first quarter.
They may not be a one-sided offense, but they definitely like Heath.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got a back like that, you got to feed him the ball. So we'll see what junior quarterback Colin Young can do when he steps out on offense. And the Knights, I mean, their workhorse is definitely Ben Tobin. I mean, he's had a couple 300-yard games against Fisher Catholic, and as you said last week against Williamsburg, and he's just a load to bring down. You can't bring him down by yourself. You're going to need at least three or four guys to bring him down. So I mean,
I said it last week, I'll say it again. You do not have him down, or you can wrap him, but he is not down until you put him on the ground.
Absolutely. We got Lane Tobin and Josh Heater back to receive the kick. That's a great point about Ben Tobin. He's just so strong, so physically strong that, you know, you got to take out his legs if you want to bring him down. And even then, that's a job in itself.
And he's not unlike other running backs, Hayden Welch, that we had, and he's fast too.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just powerful.
Quick. High kick and fielded by Lane Tobin, finding some running room across the 35 and brought down at the 40-yard line. So pretty decent field position for the Knights. You know, the Lancaster Eagle Gazette did a piece on Ben Tobin last week, a great article. They called him the replacement. I mean, he really is. I mean, we lost Sanford Turo to a transfer to Bloom Carroll, And we didn't really know who our tailback was going to be. Coach asked Ben if he would play tailback, and the rest is history. I mean, screen pass. Heater looking long and almost intercepted. Taylor Kopp had a beat on his man, but that pass just a little bit short.
And if you looked further up the screen just a little bit, Lane was wide open. Now, I mean, that play was probably designed to go to Taylor, but as an offense, you kind of have to adapt a little bit.
So a little trickery on the first play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Young under center gives to Ben Tobin straight up the middle and gets maybe 3 yards on the carry.
Counter color on the stop for the Warriors.
And knowing Coach Dobmeyer, they'll be keeping it on the ground quite a bit tonight. And hopefully they can get some points on the board from that.
Yeah, the passing game kind of still a work in progress, I guess you would say. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, you got a tailback like Ben Tobin. Roll out and off the fingertips of Taylor Kopp, incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 7.
And if I'm correct, they had him at the fullback position in the earlier games, not playing tight end as he is now.
Yeah, you're right. He's a great player either position. I mean,
he's blocking either way.
He's great. Young will go back in punt formation. Brandon Williams and Heath Hardy back to receive the kick. Fielded by Williams. Gets a block and still on his feet.
There's Brian Miller.
Yeah,
Brian and Josh Coleman to bring him down.
So after 3 and out for the Knights, the Warriors will try to capitalize and put some more points on the board. They scored on their first play from scrimmage, their previous drive, on a long touchdown run by Heath Harding.
Tanner Wall is their starting quarterback. Pitched it back to Brandon Williams.
And Williams will get a couple. Not much.
And that's the type of defense that you want to see all night. So hopefully the Knights can keep that up throughout the rest of this game.
The shotgun formation, bootleg. Nice pitch and catch to number 37, Joel Turner. Senior for the Warriors, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
And it looks like their starting quarterback is Tanner Wall, a returning senior for the Warriors.
That was a nice pass.
Very. And if they could throw like that and the Knights can't stop it, I mean, you'd have to do that, but then you've got this guy, Heath Harding.
Harding, still on his feet. Oh, he may not be the tallest guy on the biggest guy on the field, but I mean, he is quick and he is strong. You try to arm tackle him, that's just not going to work, as you can see.
It almost reminds me of Tobin, but Tobin's so much bigger than him, which makes it quite interesting to watch as he runs.
So the 1st down and 10. Wall throwing. And got his man still on his feet. And that's number 17. Excuse me. Joel Turner is the receiver again.
And it looked like that Ben Tobin had to chase him down because Josh Heater missed the tackle, but fast receiver. So
1st down. Wall goes under center.
Give up the middle to Connor Carr. another returning senior for the Warriors.
210 pounds. He is a load to bring down. I mean, got about 3 on the carry, so second down. Wall getting the play from the sideline. Got 2 receivers.
Give to Williams, and he will score.
Another touchdown for the Warriors. Not looking good for the Knights early.
Well, this is also a team that in their last 4 or 5 games, they scored over 20 points each game and beat them very bad. If you're going to let them score, they're just going to keep scoring and scoring.
The same formation. Wall looking for 2, but didn't get it. So the 14-0. Your score here with 8:27 left in the first quarter.
And let's see if the Knights can answer.
And the last game I covered was a couple weeks ago. The Knights got themselves in a hole, eventually lost the game. I mean, tried to have a valiant comeback, but I mean,
the third quarter of that game, they had a very good drive where they were moving the ball.
With a Knights type of offense, with a passing game not really
firm.
Yeah, that's a good word. Not really firm. I mean, you get in this kind of hole, it's tough to get back. But I mean, not saying that Colin Young can't make plays. He's a playmaker, but Knights just need to get things rolling.
And hopefully by the end of this season, next season, Colin will have a grasp on his receivers.
Toman back to receive.
Joel Turner kicking.
Fielded by Lane Toman. Across the 25 to 30, makes the man miss. Still on his feet across the 35.
I'm not sure if he's walking forward, if they're pushing him forward. Or both.
Yeah, or both.
But Toman is fast, and I've seen him do that. You saw him do that in the first kickoff. You see him do it at this one, and you'll see him do it for many games to come, I'm sure.
Young comes back out on offense, trying to cut the deficit. Knights line up in the shotgun, 3 receivers. Not something you see every day from them. Quick pass out to Joey Gall. Makes the first man miss, and across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
And a solid gain there.
That's
for
right.
The Knights.
It's gains like that, just 4 yards each time. I mean,
chip away.
That's right. Be second down and 5 from the 42.
Same formation.
Hey, if it worked. And direct snap to Tobin, and Tobin still on his feet across midfield, well into Warriors territory, and this was the drive we're looking for.
And I saw him right at the end of that carry. They had a hand on his ankle, and he's still dragging him across the field. Gosh,
that just shows the strength of Ben Tobin.
There is something about him that just you can't not give the ball to him.
Mm-hmm. And they'll try it again. Tobin up the middle, still on his feet and dragged down at about the 34-yard line
by number 55, Adam Jackson, who is another returning senior for the Warriors. And I was researching this, and all their returning seniors are their key players here, and you can see why. quarterback Tanner Wall likes his receiver Joel Turner, and I would too if you could complete passes like that.
Absolutely. Warriors called a timeout.
And it looks like the Knights are ready to kick it into high gear now.
Well, let's hope so. They're down 14-0, but I mean, this is the drive that they needed to get a spark going. When they got it down a couple weeks ago in the hole, it seemed like they just kind of
couldn't get out.
Couldn't get out of it. I don't want to say they gave up because they didn't, but they're really putting an effort tonight.
Business Systems Solution Incorporated. Service Master by George. Central Ohio Orthodontics. Dr. Brian D. Cutright, DDS. And InFocus Consulting. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors this evening.
So the Knights are putting Lane Tobin and Joey Gall wide right to the top of your screen, and Josh Heater to the bottom of your screen. And looking long, and that's a pass interference call right there. That's a good call. Looking for Heater long, but the cornerback all over him.
Yep, pass interference on the Warriors. That'll be Brandon Williams, who got caught there, and he was riding him all the way up there. So it was a very good call by the refs.
I mean, kind of an easy one, but yeah. You know, Williams, a pretty good defender, but he let Heater get the extra step on him, and he did what any cornerback would do, is get an arm on him.
Can't let them score, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And give Tobin left side. Still on his feet. And
he had 4 or 5 guys on his back, and he's still standing up.
I told you, it's not 2 guys.
I told you, you told me.
Yeah, we all told each other. Oh, 2nd down and 4 after that. Nice game by Tobin.
Plays like that all night, then the Knights won't be as far in a hole as they were in with Crestview.
A penalty flag, and
that'll go.
The offsides on the Warriors, I believe.
Yep, that was what I saw. So another chunk of yards for the Knights as they get closer to the end zone.
Tobin finds the hole left side, but stopped.
And that's Heath Harding there.
Nice hit by Harding.
He got low.
Tobin was going left, saw the hole, took it, but Harding came in like a
rocket.
Like a rocket, yeah.
Tobin picks up 2, 2nd and 6.
So 2nd and 6 for the Knights as they're on about the 6.
5:55 remaining in the first quarter. Young out of the shotgun, looking to pass, dumps it off to Tobin, and he's going nowhere. Back to about the 10, so loss of 4.
I suppose you have your good plays and your bad plays, and that'll happen with every player. So.
Well, if you're, I'd like to see Colin kind of look to the end zone for that one. Tobin was pretty well covered on that one, obviously, but. So ball spotted at the 10, it'll be 3rd down. Staying in that same shotgun formation.
They like the shotgun today.
Pump fake, looking, and incomplete.
That's all right. Lane Tillman had a hand on it, but.
Yeah, just let him a little bit too much, but. And 4th down, but I mean, knowing Coach Dobmeyer, he's going to try to put this one in the end zone. He's not kicking any field goals tonight.
Not unless they're PATs.
Or any night. Exactly.
And even then, last week they had they missed a field goal, and then they went for two twice and didn't get it either time there. So
4th down now from the 10-yard line. 3 receivers out. Young dropping back to pass. Nice protection. Stands up. And incomplete.
Lane Tillman was the intended target again there. And that'll turn over the ball for the Warriors.
You know, they didn't convert on 4th down, but now the Warriors have to drive 90 yards for a score. So hopefully
But if you give them a hole the size of a truck again,
yeah,
that's going to be nothing.
I'm sure Coach Dobmeyer's making adjustments, so hopefully this won't make it a 21-0 game. So 1st down and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Tanner Wall goes under center. And the pitch to Williams. Yep, and he's across the 30, and he's gone once again.
Oh, that's Harding, not Williams. My bad. His second touchdown of the
Harding's second of the day.
And what's it been, 6 minutes or?
It's been about
something like that.
7 minutes or so. And at this point in the game already, I mean, the Knights just need to convert. They had a nice drive there, found some holes, found some things that worked. So
looks like instead of
crazier things have happened. So
yeah. Instead of going for 2, they'll be going for the PAT, or they'll be kicking the PAT. And they got it.
It's up and good, yep. So 21-0 your score after another one-play drive, a 90-yard touchdown run from Heath Harding. And I mean, what do you see, Andrew? I mean, is it the Knights just not pursuing fast enough, or is the holes, or is Heath Harding just that good and he's that fast?
I think it's the latter. But they're not going to give up by any means. I'm sure that Coach Dobb is not happy about this, and he will make changes to his defense to try and not let that happen again.
I mean, the Warriors are just getting great blocking downfield up into the secondary, and if you get blockers up there, and with a running back like Harding, it's gonna be a long day. But you're right, Coach Dobmeyer. He's a great coach at making adjustments and whatnot, but 21-0, you better be starting to make some adjustments now.
Joel Turner will kick it off.
Toman back to receive.
Short kick.
Catches it on the bounce. And Toman finding some running room across the 40.
Again.
Lane Toman on all 3 kick returns he's had, he's made men miss.
He's gotten to the 35 and up each time. And if he can keep doing that,
Granted, I mean, they were short kicks, but you're right, he's making some moves.
Don't know if it's just the special teams or if it's just Lane or both. And knowing
we'll
Lane,
give Lane some props. He's doing a good job.
He is. Setting up in the shotgun again.
That's Tobin at quarterback.
Looks like offsides on the Warriors, so the Knights will move up 5.
The Wildcat formation for the Knights tonight, mixing things up.
And it's working, too.
It is working. He had Ben Tobin as the quarterback and put the regular quarterback, Colin Young, to the top of your screen, number 8. And Joey Gall as the running back. Screen pass, looking long, and that pass is going to be intercepted. That was an underthrown ball, and that's Williams. Fumbles the ball. No.
And Ben Tobin will have to walk off the field now because his helmet came off.
I thought it was a ball. That was a helmet. Sorry for
About the
my
same
excitement.
color there.
Yeah, sorry for my excitement there, folks. But the Warriors knew something was coming up. I mean, Knights usually not running the Wildcat, and Collins' pass just a little bit underthrown, and easy play for Brandon Williams.
They'll spot the ball about the 30. Let's see if the Knights can stop it. We don't have a one-play drive here.
Tanner Wall goes under center. 2 receivers out. Williams goes in motion.
Stuffed up by the Knights. Very good defensive effort. That's Austin Mosley getting in there, making sure he is not going anywhere.
Yeah, it was great interior defense there by Mosley. And they'll lose a yard, so ball spot at the 29, 2nd down and 11.
See if he can do it again. That'll definitely be a
Wall
motivation
keeps it
boost.
himself, making some moves, gets across the 35 to about the 36.
Joey Gall making sure that doesn't break away. The Knights defense is now stepping up. I think they got it a little bit.
If you look at their defense, I mean, if the Warriors wanted to, they could throw some play action there, look long. I mean, yeah, the running game's working, but if you look at the Knights defense,
they're biting.
Their
They
safeties
bite
are
on that.
their safeties are right by the linebackers. Their corners look like they're playing a zone, but been a running team so far. The Warriors have been. Williams gets the carry, making some moves up the middle, and he's across the 45 to the 46.
I don't know if Coach Daub is just expecting the run or if Collins expecting the run, because one of them is expecting it because he is up real close to the line.
Yeah, you're no deep safety. So that's, like I said, I mean, they could throw some play action in there. And they'll pass once again. And just a drop ball.
And if he would have caught that, Jeremiah at least slipped on the trying to turn around, and if he had caught that, that probably would have been close to gone.
And Knights, you know, I would drop at least one guy back just to cover that deep spot, because I mean, they're not just a running team.
Nah, this quarterback's got an arm on him.
Play action, Wall looking to pass, and got his man.
That's Williams.
And brought down at the 30, another first down.
And that's Lane. You see him all over the field now. Making plays on defense, making plays on special teams.
Matthew Beatty checking in the ball game. Replacing
Mosley.
Yep, Austin Mosley. Mosley's been having a pretty decent game out there.
Hopefully the Knights can keep it up a little, maybe get a couple of stops here.
2:35 and counting in the first quarter. 21-0 your score. Dayton Christian over Fairfield Christian. And give to the fullback straight up the middle, but a penalty flag. So be interesting to see what this call is.
Looks like a false start on the Warriors. If I saw that correctly. I may not have, so don't hold me to it.
It was thrown near the pile, so it was after the snap. But yeah, I'm not sure.
If it was a false start, that's a pretty late penalty for a false start.
Yeah. I didn't see what it was.
Whatever the case may be, that drops the Warriors back 5 yards.
And there's Colin going back in deep safety. Looking long is Wall. And what?
They're going to mark him short just at the 1 yard line, but wow.
Wow is right. I mean, that was a heck of a pass. You put the nail on the head. I mean, Wall has an arm, and Brandon Williams, such a great weapon. And they're backing up.
There's another penalty on the play on the Warriors, so I didn't see the penalty flag there.
And the Warriors are shooting themselves in the foot now. I mean, 1st and 20. They may be up 21-0, but they've had the most penalties so far in this ball game. Coming up just under a minute 45.
Sorry. 5 seconds. Oh.
And
another flag.
Another penalty. That's going to be a false start.
Well, they're 2 down, but
yeah,
you got one on the line and one in the backfield, so both of them saw it.
Ball hangs on to it, runs out of bounds. Flag on the play once again.
And you know, going from the ball spot at the 1 to now the, I don't know, in the 30s. I mean, at the 41.
They're going to keep making costly mistakes there.
I mean, they could easily be up 28-0 now, but you're right, just some costly mistakes right now. Wall going back in the shotgun. He'll look to pass.
Good job by Heater making sure that he doesn't get any farther after the throw, but looks like they got it about the 33-ish.
As Joel Turner. And Heater kind of giving him a little bit of a cushion, maybe a little bit too much, but that's a good pitch and catch from Wall to Turner. But yeah, good job making sure he ran him out of bounds and not making that a touchdown.
That was 13 yards there for the Warriors. Now, if they make another penalty, they'll be dropping back even more, so. Looks like there's an equipment problem or something.
Looks like a
or maybe
ball from one of the fans was thrown out onto the field. So we'll resume play here.
Colin is still up there with the linebackers, even after that pass there.
He's dropping back, but I mean, I would put him back farther since he'll already be back there.
Yes, it's the quarterback can obviously throw. Tobin on the stop made sure that that play wasn't going anywhere.
Brandon Ron, the ball carrier, a junior, 157 pounds. His first carry of the ball game. Just under a minute now. Still 21-0.
So the Knights defense are definitely making a lot more of an effort to make sure that the
well, it doesn't help.
Dayton doesn't
help the Warriors that they've been getting penalties every other play, but you're right.
I don't know that the penalties matter, but just because the fact that the Knights are trying so hard to make sure that they don't move up the field, but it looks like they will move those chains here with this play. Yep, the chains will move and Dayton will get a new set of downs.
And clock starts now once the chains are set. So 20 seconds and counting. Looks like we'll have one final play before the end of the first quarter. Give up the middle. And down at about the 10.
He was swamped by quite a few of the Knights there.
He was indeed. So that's the end of the first quarter here in New Lexington. Knights in a bit of a hole here, 21-0 down to Dayton Christian. But we'll see how the Knights respond at the second quarter. You're watching FCA football on LSN.
FCA on LSN.
FCA on LSN. Brought to you in part by
Thompson Concrete, a full-service concrete company. Online at thompsonconcrete.com.
Service cleaned by Todd George. They are proud to be the only Green Seal certified janitorial service in Central Ohio and promise to do the job right or do it over. 740-687-1077.
Let Matt Gray motivate you or your group for change. You can visit him online at maxspeaking.com.
Roger Weaver and the Weaver Law offices online at weaver-law.com.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
And welcome back to second quarter action of FCA here on LSN. FCA down 21-0 to Dayton Christian. And Dayton Christian knocking on the door. Ball spotted at the 10-yard line. Tanner Wall looking to pass. Fade back of the end zone.
Picked off by Josh Heater.
And Knights will get the ball at the 20. Yep.
That is a motivation boost for the Knights.
Ball just a little bit underthrown.
And it's a good job by Heater to just turn around and look. I mean, he was looking the opposite way the whole time during the pass, and
he did a good job.
Turned around and
good job of
said,
reading.
"Oh my, there's the ball."
Yeah, reading the receiver's eyes. I mean, that's what every good cornerback does. Just if your back's turned, watch the receiver's eyes, and then look for the ball.
Oh, and Colin Young will be coming out as a receiver, and Ben Tobin will be.
Another Wildcat play. Tobin takes it up the middle, breaks one tackle.
And it looks like they're holding on to his shirt to make sure that he doesn't run away.
And that'll move the chains. Ball at the
Here they go.
33-yard line, first down and 10.
Here come the Knights. They found their spark on offense, I think.
Let's hope so. I mean,
I wouldn't want to lose like Cincinnati Christian did, 33-0 previous to this game, losing to the Warriors.
Tobin.
Another direct snap.
And they're trying to rip that ball out, but Tobin's saying,
He keeps a hold of that ball. And looks like Coach Dave Dobemeyer is giving him a lot of direct snaps and running him a lot. So
yeah, they've been working. It's not broken, don't fix it. So gain of 5. So second down and 5 from the 38-yard line.
Looks like they've got Junior Collins out here at the bottom of your screen set up as a wide receiver.
Looking long.
Oh.
And another interception, and
Joey Gall
that
doesn't go anywhere.
That was too easy. The safety made a great play, just kind of sat there, and Colin was watching that receiver the entire time. That's something as a quarterback you can't do.
And, you know, I don't know if it was Colin or if it was Joey, but there was a problem there, whether it was Colin overthrowing it or Joey not running as fast as he could have to get that ball. But either way, the Warriors will turn the ball around and try and go the other way.
That is the second interception thrown by Young tonight. Junior coming out on defense now, and for Jacob Walker. It's good to see Junior get some playing time.
Well, hopefully it just doesn't happen to be like the first game in the Millersport game where he out there at the 20 and just gets.
Yeah, that
was funny.
That was fun.
And props to Junior Collins for going after it.
Give to Williams, finds a hole, breaking it up, and Collins in on the stop, but
good job by Collins. And it looks like Joey Gall's back there limping around.
Joey's one tough kid. He will come back.
No doubt in my mind, but
still hurts though.
Yeah.
So Brandon Williams really showing that there's more than one weapon on this team.
Williams, Harding, they're both equally fast and they can find the holes.
Tobin coming out of the ball game. Might have some blood on his arm.
And now looks like Josh Eater's moving back as safety. Hopefully he can make sure that we don't have any problems back there.
Wall in the shotgun. Looking.
Loose tackle by
Turner.
Jeremiah.
Yep. Found his man Joel Turner.
Looked like Jeremiah ran a little too fast, and when he wrapped him, just slid right off.
And about a yard or so from a first down.
Looks like Tobin's getting fixed up down there. Probably see him back on the field in a couple of minutes, if not sooner than that.
Second down and 1, ball at the 30-yard line, just under 10 minutes to play. And I think they're going to catch the Knights offsides. That was Taylor Kopp in the neutral zone.
The Warriors were making mistakes on their offensive drive last quarter. The Knights are doing it now. So hopefully we just don't have as many as the Warriors did, but
that would be a plus.
That happens, so live and learn. First and 10 for the Warriors, out at the 25-yard line.
Wall goes under center, and they give to Harding up the middle, makes one man miss. Brought down near the 20.
That was Mosley on the finishing tackle there.
Tobin checking back in the ball game. Got wrapped up by Coach Doc Johnson.
And with 9:15 to play, it's 21-0. Hopefully the Knights can move the ball a little bit more. You know, I mean, you have problems on every offensive team, but they are a tough team and they will come back from it, I'm sure.
Last time that the Warriors were in the red zone, they were picked off by Josh Heater.
Do it again. And a good defensive effort there by the line and the linebackers to make sure that that play wasn't going anywhere.
Maybe about 3rd and 6 from the 20-yard line. That was Connor Carr, the fullback, one of the seniors on this Warriors team. Wall goes in the shotgun, looking to pass. And nice jump and grab. That's Harding. And two men couldn't bring him down. Yeah.
Collins had him on his legs for a couple of seconds there. And if someone had been a little bit faster, Harding wouldn't have shaken him off. But a very good defensive effort by Junior.
Junior, that's his second tackle of the ball game.
He's doing well on the defensive side of the field.
Got Toman down on the sideline. I've been watching him. He's kind of slowly walking around. Hope he's okay.
He had that wrist and arm injury earlier in the season, but Warriors call a timeout.
It's been their second. So if you're in Coach Dobmeyer's position, what would you do?
Keep calling back a little bit. I mean, I know you're the 6-yard line, but still, keep him at least at the end zone line and keep everybody where they are. Keep everybody else where they are. Maybe not have Josh Eater and Junior Collins so far back as much. but far enough that where if they get the throw, they're there to make sure that that isn't going anywhere if they catch it.
There's always the option of bringing a second safety back, but I mean, the problem with that is you're just giving another opportunity for Harding to go straight up the middle. So I mean, it's a dilemma.
They mix it up a lot, and that's what you have to worry. That's what you're worried about.
Exactly. I mean, first and goal from the 6. 21-0 your score, but the Dayton Christian knocking on the door. Give to Harding, and runs his way ahead across the 5 to about the 4.
Harding is one player that he is fast, and if you don't get him down, you're not going to get him at all for the most part. 1,000 yards previous year, and it looks like they're trying to make him have about the same this year.
He's well on his way. Pitch to Harding, right side, and touchdown. He is gone. His 3rd of the game.
Well, the Knights will have their chance to see if they can put some points on the board after the 2-point conversion, it looks like. Or, no, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like they'll kick it.
Looked like they had somebody in the line. My bad.
Yep. Kick is up and good. So that will increase the lead to 28-0 after Heath Harding scores his 3rd touchdown of the evening.
Now, Jared, you've been asking me a lot of questions, so now I'm going to ask you one.
Fire away.
What do you want? What do you think the Knights should be doing in this position?
Offensively or defensively?
Both.
Offensively, I mean, keep feeding Tobin the ball. He's your best weapon. He's the one who's been getting all the yards. I mean, obviously the passing game has not been there. 2 interceptions tonight for Colin Young. I mean, it seems like the Wildcat formation has been working fairly well. And defensively, I mean, like we talked about, the Warriors, you just don't know what they're going to do. I mean, if you drop 2 safeties back, that gives some running room. And if you bring everybody up, Tanner Wall has a good enough arm. He'll throw it down your throats all day. So, I mean,
kind of play it by ear.
Yeah. But, I mean, Coach Dobmeyer is good at making adjustments. He's down 28-0. So, I mean, he will talk to his coaches in the locker room and see what the heck went wrong and try to make things work.
Looks like that was Heater on the return there. And I'm not, did they have Lane in there, that return?
I don't believe so.
But I also don't see him down there on the sidelines, so.
He very well may have been. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe I just didn't see him.
7:05 remaining in the first half of play. 28-0 your score. Joey Gall and Josh Heater to the bottom of your screen. Looks like Junior Collins to the top of your screen. And the give to Tobin across the 40.
12 yards there. Good run by Tobin.
I guess Coach Dobmeyer took my advice. You're welcome.
Tobin brought down by Wall.
Maybe he'll take it again. Hopefully.
He very well may.
Well, they like the ground a lot. Keeping it on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, that Wildcat formation has worked fairly well tonight. Direct snap to Tobin, and
that didn't go anywhere.
That was a good play by the interior defense of the Wildcat. Not Wildcats, excuse me, Warriors.
Still stuck on last week's game, huh?
Yeah. I guess so. 6.5 remaining.
Of course, you'd think it'd be me who'd be stuck on last week's game. But
I wasn't even at last week's game.
well, it was quite a journey that you missed.
Oh man, I've been there.
I'm sure you
It was
have.
near Cincinnati, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Taylor Kopp drops it, but that was a well-placed ball.
It was. That's nice.
And there was nobody within 5 feet of him, so he probably wouldn't have had running room, but it would have been a play to make.
3rd down and 9 from the 43. Young looking to pass over the middle.
There it is.
Yep.
He's got
Taylor
it.
Kopp fumble on the play. Couldn't keep a hold of it.
Or does he?
And that's
the
Warriors ball.
3rd turnover for the Knights. Now we were talking about their passing game not being as firm as it could be, and I don't know whether to fault the quarterback or the people trying to catch the ball, because they're both making equal amount of mistakes on the field, but they're still persevering to throw the ball. Hopefully they can just make a couple of catches or receptions here.
Hopefully. I mean, that specific play has been there all night with Taylor open in the flats. It's just a matter of Colin getting him the ball, and then Taylor having the mindset of holding on to the ball. So I mean, I don't know.
And watching that play, number 52 Andrew Zimmer had a very good block there, driving up the field. He was trying to make sure that whoever was running the ball, I couldn't see it, was getting up the field. And you see that a lot with this team because they run it so much. They've got to have a good line to be able to run it.
I believe that was Harding on the carry.
I think you're right.
And he'll get to the 45. That will bring up a 3rd down and about 4.
Looks like Blake Isaacs now under center for the Warriors.
And they give to Evan Butler. He's across the 40. And across the 35 to about the 33. And
that's Joey Gall stopping the play there.
Evan Butler, just a freshman, running like an upperclassman there. That was a nice run.
Now they still have Junior Collins in there at cornerback, and maybe they're just seeing if he's got the ability to play cornerback, or maybe Jacob Walker's having some issues.
Flag. Penalty flag. This one will probably be coming back.
Colin and Ben Tobin making the defensive effort to stop the play there.
And a few weeks back, I believe Walker, was it his shoulder, I believe he hurt. So, I mean, that's been a nagging injury all season for him.
We have holding on the offense, so that'll bring the ball back a good chunk of yards, and the Warriors will repeat 1st down. So 4:15 to go in the second half, and the Knights are down 28-0. But I'm giving props to the defense. They have stopped the ball a number of times very well. But the run game, they've been caught biting at that. And that was Austin Williamson on the carry. A sophomore, 177 pounds, plays fullback. So they're not just running their tailbacks, they're running the fullbacks too. So
everything seems to be clicking tonight. Fullbacks, receivers, tailbacks, you name it.
Probably could end up running a lineman here and it would work.
Isaacs looking to pass and almost picked off.
Brian Miller there.
Yeah. A little bit high for Brian, but that was a good effort.
And he had some room to run there if he would have caught that.
Yeah, he sure did. 3rd down and 4 from the 27. 3:24 remaining in the first half of play.
Four yards to go for the Warriors to move the chains here. Let's see if they can get it. Flag down. And it looks like they're going to call the Warriors for another holding penalty.
That was Brandon Ron, the ball carrier. But it doesn't really matter because this one's coming back, like you said.
Caleb Walls made the stop. And having talked to Brian Miller and Caleb Walls, I hear them both say this is probably going to be one of their tougher games in their schedule, and it looks like it is.
And a sweep to Butler. Got some running room.
Stop by Taylor Kopp.
And he's brought down about the 29-yard line, but that'll be 4th down. And believe it or not, this is the first 4th down that... Second 4th down? Okay.
They were at 4th and 7, about the 20 to 17-yard line up there.
Oh, still, I mean, 2 4th downs in 2 quarters, yeah. Isaac is looking long and caught and end zone bound.
Junior Collins was very close to tipping that one. I thought he almost had it there, but
Joey Morris at the receiving end of that Blake Isaacs pass for a touchdown. First touchdown for both those guys tonight. 34-0 with the extra point pending.
Biddy football players and your coaches, you should be lined up ready for halftime here in just the next few seconds.
so Joel Turner will kick the PAT. And he does not get it. Very low kick there.
You see why they go for 2 a lot.
And it looks like Lane Toman is sitting down there on the bench, helmet off. I don't know that he'll be back in for the rest of the half. So they'll have Josh Heater and number 16 for the Knights back there. Name's not on our roster. So as Turner tees up the ball, steps back, and he'll get ready to kick this one off.
Got 2:20 remaining, 34-0. Dayton Christian, their extra point failed. Another short kickoff.
And that'll go out of bounds and raise the flags. And the offense will come back onto the field hoping to score. So previous drive, you had a fumble from Taylor Kopp.
I try that play again. I mean, I'm sure Kopp got an earful from his coaches.
Well, he dropped it, then he caught it and fumbled it. Maybe this time he'll catch it and be able to move a little bit.
Third time's a charm. We hope.
Hopefully it is for him.
Heater and Gall to the bottom of your screen. Direct snap to Tobin.
That's not going anywhere.
Yep, he gets about a yard. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, 2:05 and counting.
9 yards for the Knights. Let's see if they can move it forward. And I still see Junior Collins up there at wide receiver, so it looks like he'll be playing that a little bit. And I thought I saw him jump, but I guess not.
And not to take anything away from Junior, but I mean, they're down to their third string receiver right now. They got
Toman and
Walker both out with hopefully not very serious injuries. A minute 15 and counting.
You still have freshman receiver Josh Heater out there, so hopefully they'll be looking to him and make some plays. And as I say it, they're throwing it to him.
Heater catches it and down at the 45, but that's not enough to move the chains. Fourth down.
1 to go. And I think it's very, very good of Coach Dobmeyer to incorporate a freshman into their offense, get him working with the varsity, and then hopefully in later years working very well with the varsity.
Under center for the first time in a while. Give to Tobin. Still on his feet across midfield and just shy
of the
45-yard line, down to 46.
First down and more for him.
That'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Knights will call a timeout.
And Knights are on the move. I mean, it'd be awesome to see them get some points on the board. I know they only got 25 seconds, but I don't know, maybe Tobin will break one.
And that wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like he hasn't been doing it all night. And all season, for that matter.
And like we said before, Tobin came into this season not knowing he was going to play tailback. But, I mean, I can't remember a tailback in recent years that have amassed 300-yard games, but he's already had 2. So, I mean, he is just a workhorse back there. And he really fits into the Coach Dobmeyer system. The last year, kind of more finesse with Sam Fraturo in the backfield, as opposed to this year and a couple years ago where Kenny Johnson was their power back. I know that Ben works out with Kenny as Tobin breaks one and still going to the 25.
And what have we said all night? He's carrying the opposing team on his back, moving forward with the ball.
Clock stop to move the chains, and
the hurry it up.
Yeah, Coach Dobmeyer's telling Colin to hurry up and spike it.
And not only is Ben Tobin a workhorse and very good at what he does, he's a junior. So they will have him again next year to do the same things he's doing now.
That's right. And he'll have a more experienced line, a more experienced team. So don't look for Ben to be going anywhere anytime soon.
Except up the field.
Yeah, that's right. 15 seconds.
Here he goes again. Junior Collins with a good block there. Or I think that's Joey Gall. My bad, I read that number wrong. 4 and a 1. How do they look the same?
It's me. Coach Dobmeyer will take a timeout with 9 seconds remaining.
He's got 25 yards to go, and I think he could do it. Or, no, that's like, is that 25? No, that looks like they'd spotted at the 14. If he does it, the Knights will put their first 6 points on the board and hopefully can put a PAT on there as well.
Let's hope they can put it in the end zone first.
Now the question is, are they going to put it in the hands of Colin Young, or are they going to put it in the hands of Ben Tobin?
Yeah. If they play their cards right, they could get 2 plays in with a pass play. But, you know, we'll see what Coach Dobmeyer wants to do here. I mean, your best player right now is Ben Tobin.
But your best look to the end zone is through the air.
Yep.
Oh, and Taylor Kopp just got decked after he had his hands on the ball, so that'll draw up second down with 5.5 seconds to go.
That took about 4 seconds off the clock.
And man, what a hit! And Taylor Kopp is not a small dude.
No, he's not. That was a great hit.
I want to see that one again. No offense to Taylor Kopp, I mean.
Oh yeah. If only we had replay, that would be something to look at.
Maybe we could look forward to that in a couple of years. So,
Knight's moving back.
Was there? Did you see a penalty flag? I didn't. But I missed one earlier, so.
And the referee, maybe there's some words afterwards. I mean, I did see Taylor get up and kind of exchange words with some guys on the defense. And maybe that's what the referee is telling them. You know, just kind of keep your mouth shut.
Cool down. And he's got halftime to do that. He can cool down, let everything go.
Probably the final play. Young over the middle.
Oh, and unnecessary roughness?
Absolutely. Yep.
And they've got a second left to put some points on the board.
Joey's going to have to come out of the ball game for this last play.
And it looks like there's an equipment problem there, too. Something was flying out of his helmet.
And Joey
just grabs another helmet and goes.
Grabs the helmet and goes.
Now, I'm not sure.
That's a football play right there, ladies and gentlemen. Throwing his own helmet off and taking another helmet just to get back in the ball game to try to get some points on the board. That's great senior leadership.
They made a new rule where if a helmet comes off, you have to walk off the field. So I don't know if.
Was that high school or is that just college? I'm not sure. I thought it was too, but
maybe not.
I'm not sure. But I'm with you. Yeah, I thought that. Because I know for a fact that in college football as of this year, your helmet comes off, you have to sit out at least a play.
And I'm pretty sure that they said the same thing at the Fisher Catholic game.
I'm with you. I thought so too, but
maybe not. Maybe. I mean,
I have to check the rule book on that one. Like you said, that's a new rule as of this year.
But that was something else. I don't think I've ever seen somebody else throw their helmet off, walk out, grab another player's helmet, put it on, and just walk out on the field. Well, that's Joey Gall, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Joey took a pretty hard hit.
Probably close to the same way that Taylor did a couple plays before.
And it's good to see Joey keep his cool on that one. I mean,
he walked off like nothing happened. Like, hey.
He threw his helmet off the sideline, grabbed another one. He's ready to go. So one more play here.
So not only did they get their 2 plays, like you said, they got 3 plays out of this.
And they got a man open and just overshoots Taylor Kopp.
And that looked like that ball was a little bit high. Taylor's a big guy, but he's not 7 foot, so.
No, not at all. So that will do it for the first half here in New Lexington. The Knights down 34-0 to Dayton Christian. We'll be back with second half action here at FCA on LSN.
FCA on LSN. FCA on LSN. Brought to you in part by
Fairfield Mini Storage is located on East Main Street in Lancaster, or find them online at ffministorage.com.
In Focus Consulting, the data agency. Online at infocusconsulting.com.
Redeemer Lutheran Church and Dr. Jack Davidson. You can visit them online at redeemerlancaster.org.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home. Respect for tradition, regard for change. Available online at funeralhome.com.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Hello, I am Andrew Gherkin, and I'm here to talk to you about Servathon. And I'm here with Mrs. Heather Keener. Hello, Heather, or Mrs. Keener. My
That
bad.
is okay, dude. It's all right.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for doing that.
What is the Servathon?
The Servathon is the day in the fall where we try to kick off a service attitude for all of our students, kindergarten through 12th grade. So we had students last Friday go out into the community or in their classrooms working on projects and just trying to help people in need with various things based on their grade level.
So why do we do this?
Well, we do it so that our students can practice being servants to other people and just to teach them how easy it is to help others. It's not something you have to fly across the ocean to do a mission trip. You can help people right in your own community, and maybe it's only an hour that you have to give, but you can still give that time. So we just want to practice serving and practice helping people and making it something that we just is part of us, part of who we are.
Now, do you know how many people participated in the Servathon?
We had well over 600 people participating, all of our students K through 12, plus teachers, parents, various chaperones, drivers. We had a lot of people involved, and some, like I said, stayed here on campus, and others went out into the area here in Lancaster.
Now, I know that I, as a freshman, went to the foundation dinners over in Lancaster, and do you know where specifically other people went?
Yeah, there's so many. I brought a list. We had students in the 9th grade going to foundation dinners and community action and Crestview Nursing Home. Now, the foundation dinners, you guys actually did the lunch.
Yeah.
That's cool. That was cool.
It was nice to be able to help out with the people. You see that light on their face. They're getting a meal in them.
Neat experience. Yeah. Because we don't really know what people are going through here in Lancaster, but if we can help them a little bit, that's useful. So 10th grade went to a couple of homes. Actually, the Gormleys and the Beatties had farms where they helped them get kind of winterized through their fall prep, and then Olivedale Senior Citizen Center. So actually 10th grade also went to the Well, which is a local church, and helped them to get things ready for the fall. And then we had another group help set up here for the PDHC banquet, which is Pregnancy Decision Help Centers. So, everybody was involved with a small group on that day, which I think was good to kind of get to know people. 11th grade did kind of weeding and house cleaning and painting over at Grace Haven and Sarah's house, the Kiefer House, Reality House, and Redeemer Lutheran preschool program. So that's 9 through 11. Those are the ones that we kind of sent off campus for just a day of service and camaraderie with their their fellow classmates. We had 12th grade here setting up for their garage sale because they're preparing for a big overseas mission trip in the spring. So they use that time to really serve their families by trying to raise money for their trips with the yard sale. So they were working toward a future cause.
And you coordinate this event every year. So how is it that you do it?
Well, it's parents. Parents help. Actually, I want to give a big thanks to Mrs. Furturo. Amy Furturo is the one that planned out all of the activities from grades 6 through 11. So she contacted all of these agencies, told them what we had available. They let us know what they needed, and she set up, however many students we needed. And then each teacher worked with their homerooms and decided which students would go. It was a big job for a lot of people to work together. Likewise, in the elementary, I had Sue Hetler helping me to plan out all of the specific activities. I didn't even tell you what they're doing. Kindergarten through 2nd grade worked on cards that are going to be delivered to children that are in hospitals. And they also did, in 1st and 2nd grade, they did Operation Christmas Child, the boxes that they send overseas with Christmas gifts. 3rd grade took care of folks that are staying at the Ronald McDonald House, which is, when your child is staying in the hospital and you live far away, then you can stay in Ronald McDonald House so that you'll be close to your child. And then 5th grade, they prepared 32 boxes for Foundation Shelters. So Foundation Shelter being different from dinners, in the evening, homeless folks can have a room there and spend the night. So we put together care boxes for them in 5th grade. And then finally 4th grade, they prepared letters for students, children, sometimes littler than students, that have cancer or they're terminally ill. So, we have experience with that a little bit here with some of our families, but it's an actual handwritten letter from, if you're a little kid and you're in the hospital and you get a letter from a big kid, it's handwritten to you, giving you encouragement, giving you hope. I think that's pretty special, actually. So, and then finally, 6th through 8th grade, they worked for Job and Family Services, and we're talking the foster program there. They made what we call life books and placemats and cards for the families, but the life books, those are the really special thing. It's like a binder that the kids take with them, sometimes from home to home, to help them to establish memories in their mind of, what was it like when I was 3 years old? What was it like when I was 5? Because sometimes those things run together for them. They're not sure which house was I at when I was that old, and just to help them establish memories, take pictures, keep thoughts together. So, is that a lot or what?
Then all that happens in one day.
I know, right? That's what happens when you take a whole bunch of projects and have a few people handle each thing. We're able to reach a lot of different groups, and I think, for me, I think the best part is what the students get out of it. I have 3 little boys in elementary school, and it's hard to give them a tangible experience that will really work on their heart, so that they understand, well, not everybody can just go to Walmart and buy the toy that they need or the food that they need or, things like that. But at the same time, to make it real enough so that they know it's right here in the community, the needs are here. So as we get older, up into high school like you, you can make an impact and possibly even learn to volunteer at these different organizations on a regular basis or annually or something like that to get yourself involved for a lifetime.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for coming out and doing this interview with us. Second half action of the Knights football game coming up. Stay tuned.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home. Respect for tradition, regard for change. Available online at funeralhome.com.
Vince. They're really cracking down on safety belts these days.
What's up, officer?
I'm giving you a ticket for committing an 811.
Safety belt violation.
Compliments of Barney Fife.
We never wear safety belts. We're dummies.
Weisenheimers.
He gave us a ticket.
Man's got to do what he's got to do.
Severe weather can destroy a home in seconds. There's no time to think, only time to act. Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can. It can be the difference between losing your possessions and losing your life. Just ask the owners of this house. Visit ready.gov for ways to prepare your family for emergencies.
And welcome back. About ready to start the third quarter here at New Lexington. The score 34-0. The Dayton Christian Warriors up over the Fairfield Christian Academy Knights. And I'm Jerry Camp alongside Andrew Gherkin. Andrew, what were your thoughts on the first half of play? I know it wasn't pretty, but
they're moving the ball well. I mean, just the problem is they're not scoring. And the Warriors defense is making sure of that. And they got two picks and a fumble and everything else that has not gone well for the Knights on their offensive side of the field.
And you're right, their passing game kind of lackluster. You say 23 yards?
23 yards out of 3 whole receptions. But, Ben Tobin's got 15 carries for 105 yards.
So, yeah, if you're Coach Dobmeyer, I would definitely give it to...
But the big runner is on the other side of the field, Heath Harding.
That's the problem.
He has 4 carries, and you know how many yards he has? 157. So, wow.
Brandon Williams can't be too far behind him. He's had some nice runs.
They both have, and most of the Warriors' points has come from one-play drives.
I expect the starters to come back for the start of the third quarter, but I'm sure Coach Dobmeyer will put in his second and third string just to get some playing time. I mean, 34-0.
Your best hope is you get a couple of touchdowns. Yeah. But we will not see Lane Tillman be returning. He's sitting out there on the bench. I'm not positive what's wrong. Could be concussion, could be a prior injury. But it does not look like he will be returning. So we are going to start the second half here in about 40 seconds. Hopefully the Knights will be able to put up some points here in the second half.
And the Knights kicked off to begin the game. So they will receive the ball to start the second half.
So what do you expect to see here in the second half from both sides of the field?
Well, offensively for the Knights, I expect Ben Tobin to get the majority of the carries. Like you said, 15 carries, 105 yards. He's been the workhorse, and he's been pretty much all your offense, only 23 yards passing on 3 completions. So the passing game virtually not there. So the smart thing to do is to keep it on the ground and then maybe throw some play action in there to kind of freeze the defense as much as you can.
Yeah. Now, what about the Warriors, though? We see them.
The Warriors, I mean,
just keep doing what you're doing, pretty much.
Exactly. I mean, they're getting production out of everybody. Brandon Williams, Heath Harding,
Evan Butler.
I mean, it hasn't been a one-person team. It's been a team effort as Josh Heater gets planted.
And I think he thought that ball was going to roll out of bounds, but it bounced out to the left side of the field and did not go the way he wanted it to go. So he's going to drop about the 10. So the Knights will start up offensive drive at the 10-yard line. See if they can push it down the field.
in the shotgun Wildcat. Ben Tobin finding the crease and down across the 30.
About the 33, 32.
Yeah, about the 33.
And I still see Junior Collins out there playing wide receiver, so.
Well, yeah, you got
Walker
you got Toman out, Walker out with an injury. So, I mean, and you already got your other 2 receivers on the field, so this is some valuable playing time. You got to improvise.
But
and the Knights like this 3 receiver look. Another Wildcat play, and
that one wasn't going anywhere. Maybe a yard.
If that.
Looks like about,
about
2.
About a couple yards, yeah.
But the good thing about Ben Tobin is, you know, he could make something out of nothing. I've seen him several times. He'll be covered by 2 or 3 guys, and he'll have the ball, and he'll break away and make, you know, 13, 14 more yards.
Young looking.
Looks like they're going to get his knee on the ground there.
Yeah. That was a good call there. That was Joey Gall on the reception.
It's not raining right now, but it was raining before the game. Not a lot, but enough to make it, you know, just a little slippery out there.
So that'll be a 3rd down. From about the 32-yard line, 3rd down and 10.
And I think for being a 3rd-string receiver, Junior Collins is doing pretty well.
He's doing pretty well. He's holding his own.
Colin will keep it for himself.
Colin making some plays, and that'll, yeah, it's a 1st down.
And I don't even think anybody wrapped him. He just got nailed on the side by Heath Harding, and he just kind of slipped away from anybody that was trying to wrap him. But that's a good offensive play. You've got nothing out there, and everybody's coming in at you. Just keep it and run.
Shotgun formation. Young in the backfield alongside Tobin. Direct snap to Tobin. Trying to find a running room, and he's dragged down about midfield. Gain of 5.
Solid yards for Ben Tobin.
They just need to keep chipping away those 5 yards.
And it looks like we have an injured player out on the field, Adam Jackson, for the Warriors, laying about the 48-yard line. And I don't see him moving. But you know, we're all the way up here, so we can't really tell all that much.
Hopefully he's okay.
Man, and he's one of their returning receivers, one of their key defensive players, and losing him could be a shock and a problem for the Warriors defense. So hopefully, there he is, he's getting up. Hopefully it's not too bad. Maybe we'll see him come back in the next quarter or so. But he's up and walking off the field now.
Jackson, a 270-pound senior.
Coach Emmets is calling to get the offense out onto the field.
Yeah, that's a good call there. Trying to get the defense unorganized.
Catch them while they're sleeping.
Tobin rumbles his way
out to the
42-ish. 42, yep. And once again, Coach Stottmeyer taking our advice up here from the booth. Give it to Ben Tobin.
That's a smart move. I mean,
absolutely.
What else can you do? You got, and it's not like I'm trying to undermine any of the receivers on the Knights, but
if your strength is running, give them the ball.
Yeah.
You got to. If you're the Knights right now, you really got to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
You can't play what the Warriors give you, and
do as well as you would like to.
Yeah.
9:30 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
The defense is really, they got one safety back, and all their DBs are playing a zone, it looks like. So if that's the defense they give you, give it to Tobin. he'll find some running room up the middle. And if he finds some room, you know, great things can happen.
And as Dayton Christian calls a timeout, the Knights and the Warriors will talk over them things. Make sure everybody's straight on what they need to do offensively and defensively.
I mean, I know the score is 34-0, but it's still good to see the Knights persevere. I mean, Coach Dobmeyer never lets his team give up, even if they want to. I mean, that's one of the things I really respect about him, is keeping his team, even if they're down in a hole, still keeping their heads in the game.
His head's up and he's looking forward.
Yeah, he's even down 34-0. He's still as fiery as ever. That's just his coaching style, and that's what I like about him. Young looking to pass.
Picked off.
And picked off. There was
third pick for Colin Young.
That was just a little miscommunication. He had a man open downfield, and then Joey Gall in the flats, but I mean, kind of threw it right to the DB.
I couldn't tell who he was throwing to.
I don't know if Joey ran a wrong route or.
I thought he was throwing to Kopp at first, and then that went past him, and there was nobody else in the area he was throwing to.
But nevertheless, it will be the Warriors' ball after a pretty nice drive by the Knights.
They'll have to take it at least 85 yards to get a score, but they had a one-play drive that was 90 yards in the first half, so that's like nothing.
That's really no problem. They'll line up in the I formation. Play action looking long.
And they bid on it too, just a little bit. Tobin stopped on the stop.
Tanner Wall was the quarterback, and yeah, it was a great stop by Tobin there. They didn't have any safeties back. It looked like everybody was shifted over to.
And now they're taking our advice and going with the play action. So both coaches seem to be listening to us.
We should be coaches.
Definitely.
Another I formation. Tanner Wall goes under center.
They'll give it to Heath Harding this time, and
oh, geez.
Wow. Tobin sent him a little message.
Tobin and Harding going straight up.
But it looks like Tobin's going to help him up.
Yeah,
Tobin is a good sport, you know. There's
absolutely. Tobin, I mean, as hard as he plays, he is a great kid, both at football and just as an overall person. He is a kind individual. And he'll knock you down, but he will help you back up. That's what we like to see.
Colin Young playing over there with the cornerbacks and
caught. That's number
Grant. That's Grant Porter.
Grant Porter. Yep.
And it took
another
four
senior.
guys to bring him down.
They're just quick. The entire offense is quick, and I don't think the Knights have seen this kind of quickness so far this year.
The closest thing they've probably seen it from is either Fisher Catholic or Crestview, and that's
probably more on the Crestview side. But I mean,
that's not really close to what they're seeing tonight. And I don't know if they. I mean, I'm sure they were preparing for it, but I talked to Caleb Walls.
It's one thing for watching it on film, but to actually see it in person, it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of the players, and they said, we don't really know anything about this team. So, I mean, you can't really prepare as well as you would hope to if you don't know the team well. Looks like a delay of game on the Warriors, so that'll drop them back 5 yards.
That's kind of been the Achilles heel all night for the Warriors. Has been the penalties. Absolutely. I mean,
delay of game.
They could have had at least one or two more touchdowns up on the board, but just holdings, late hits at the end of the half on Joey Gall, just kind of careless penalties. I mean, yeah, you're up 34-0. You got to keep your head in the game.
From the Knights defense, it really looks like that Josh Heater is the safety because he's playing cornerback over there, but he's in such a large cushion that, you know, it looks like he's the safety a little bit.
And if you look at it, most of the pass plays that they're getting are just 10-yard curls. And the DBs are giving them such a cushion that they just run 10 yards and they got the ball. I mean,
I don't know if they're. I mean, maybe they're acknowledging the power that the quarterback has, or maybe they're just, not engaging as well as they could. So we have Blake Isaacs are back in for the Warriors.
There's another quick out. Isaacs has had a pretty good ball game so far. He's had a touchdown.
Both of their
pass.
quarterbacks have, and
only a sophomore.
So you got stuff to look forward to for him.
Yeah. Junior Collins was in on the stop. With the injuries to Toman and Walker, he's getting some valuable playing time. It's his first year playing football, usually just the kicker, but Coach Stoudemire down to his last few men, but it's good to see him making some tackles, making some plays.
I think he's getting a feel for the defensive end of the field.
Another
Flags
penalty.
Down, and Brandon Williams will run this one, or sorry, that's Heath Harding. I can't see the 4. He'll run that one in, but if the call, it's a holding on the Warriors. My goodness, they'll lose more yards for a penalty.
And I'm not sure how many penalties the Knights have, but it can't be.
It can't
if
be more
at all.
I think they have one, and that's offensive. Or no, it was offsides on Taylor Kopp in the first half.
That's right.
That's it. I haven't seen any more penalty flags flying for the Knights.
And in some games, you kind of see the referees kind of throw them. We always make the joke that they get paid by the flag, how many flags they throw. But I mean, that's not the case tonight. The Warriors are just making some careless mistakes.
Now, as their coach, I mean, you've got to be a little bit upset about this. I mean,
And Harding will take it once again.
No flags down this time.
Trying to stay in bounds, but
he steps out, and I think that was like Joey Gall that got him out there.
Yeah, Joey and a couple of DBs there,
and
able to run him out.
Like I was saying, as the coach of the Warriors, you've got to be upset about this. Your team is not playing as well as they could be, and that the problem is they're making so many mistakes that they're dropping them back 10, 15 yards, and it's a problem. And you've got to fix that, because the Knights get smart and they start to capitalize on it. I don't know what you're going to do. Still no safety, still no safeties farther back, but
play action. I believe that's Williams, and just poor tackling there by the Knights.
That was Joey Gall and Colin Young.
Brandon Williams in for his second touchdown of the evening. And yeah, Young and Gall, usually your better tacklers.
Just quick feet. Little jab step right and go left, and you gotta hope you get your arms around him and he can just start dragging, and somebody will come help you, but you cannot do a lot.
Isaacs was a little slow to get up. He's being helped off the field. Has a limp, but walking off on his own power.
Yeah, he'll be back in this game. I have no doubt about it. Looks like a new kicker lining up, Adam Reese, who is a sophomore. And he kicks it flat like the last kick from...
Kicked it right into the line. I mean,
I got a present for you. Oh, well, I mean...
That was a combination of good defense and...
not great kicking.
Poor kicking, yeah.
And that'll happen sometimes, I guess.
Yep.
So they'll kick off to the Knights again. Let's see what the Knights special teams can do.
And for special teams, they really have missed Toman. He got the majority of the touches on the kickoffs in the first half and made some nice plays out of him. But as we said before, he's on the bench with pads off. And
yeah, something's wrong. And I don't think he's not going to be back in this game. And if he's unlucky, not back for the next game.
I just hope he's everything's going okay for him.
Hopefully it's not severe.
Yeah,
we'll
hopefully
see
it's
him
just a
back.
precautionary thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know, but hopefully he's okay.
With pads off, he will not be returning. And somebody's giving him a Brian Miller's giving him a pep talk there. But so the Warriors are kicking off to the Knights, and it's 6:33 to go. It is 40-0 here at New Lexington. Where was that kick just a couple minutes ago or seconds ago?
Fielded by Heater, and he is leveled at the 25.
Man, I cringed just listening to that. I could hear that over here.
Yeah, I could hear that. But Heater, tough kid.
For the Warriors, Josh Heater on the return to the Knights, picks it up to the 26.
I almost just, I don't know.
We've had some nice hits down the field. I mean,
Taylor Cobb, Joey Gall, they're taking their fair share of this.
But Knights keeping their cool after those hits. I mean, I know Taylor Cobb got a little feisty after it, but I mean,
that's
everybody else keeping their
happen.
Cool.
Tobin walking with the guy on his 4 guys on his back. He is a truck. My goodness. I swear that kid could carry maybe 5, 6 more players.
Oh, I'm sure.
And gain more yards.
He's an animal, I tell you.
If there is anyone to look up to on this football team and to really admire and aspire to be like, it's Ben Tobin. Great running back, great person, as we said before, and tough as nails. So they lined up in the Wildcat, gave it to Ben Tobin again. 3rd and 3.
Coming up on 5.5 to go in the third quarter.
Lots of 3s on that board over there.
Looks like Austin Mosley limping off the field.
Maybe cramps, maybe a hit, but it looks like he's walking off on his willpower. So he might be back. He should be back, I think. Unless it's a little more serious than we perceived. But I suppose he's standing up.
Probably a
be
cramp
right.
with Charlie Horse or something. I mean, he's a tough kid. He'll be back. Young looking to pass. And not a very good decision. He had Josh Heater running straight down the field, had him open, but
I don't know.
Looking for Cobb.
Maybe.
I mean,
Tobin probably could have completed that pass, but question is, would Heater have been able to catch it? And I think he would in most circumstances, but with the passing game doing not as well as it could be doing, you never know.
So they'll bring up 4th down, and Collin with a nice kick.
Williams
over the shoulder by Williams.
And Junior Collins just gets decked.
And Williams across
tripped
the
up
40.
by Tobin, I think. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Junior Collins just got flattened.
Getting a little chippy out there, but
it's rough being a football player. I mean,
play after play after play, you're getting your bell rung.
You are taking a beating, and for most people, loving it.
Oh, yeah.
So Jeremiah Lee will walk off the field.
.440 and counting in third quarter.
They'll
and
run
they
it.
Give up the middle, down to 35.
It seems like the run game has been working for both sides of both ends of both teams here.
Sam Griswold in at quarterback. He's a freshman, 150-pound freshman for the Warriors. So they're down to their third-string quarterback.
Well, I don't think they're down to their third string. They're just putting him in.
I was about to say that was poor choice of words. They're putting in their third-string quarterback. And their first two, pretty good nights for both of them, each with couple touchdown passes.
And you watched them, and you were watching them in the pre-games, and they had several quarterbacks out there, and they all have a good arm on them. You know, if you've got 3 quarterbacks with good arms who are as young as sophomore and freshman like their second and third string are, you've got a good couple of years ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, Griswold, a freshman, Isaacs, a sophomore. So you're going to have these 2 players
for 3 to 4 years to come.
And they're going to
number 78
offsides.
Or was it offsides? It was false start.
False start, yeah. And you got to believe they're down to their at least second string linemen. So these younger guys. So penalties kill you, but I mean, a little more understandable for these young guys getting some varsity playing time.
Even if they're young, but I mean, I still think that they should, they know the count, and I guess sometimes it just, in the heat of the moment, it just goes, but I suppose that's what they're trying to get rid of here now.
Griswold, pass complete, and looking for more. That's
Michael Davis, number 3. He is a sophomore.
Michael Davis.
So they're just showing green across the board here. Everywhere. Wide receivers, second string, third string. Running backs, second, third string. Quarterback, second, third string. You might as well just put a whole second, third string offense in there. And they might have done that. I mean, we don't account for every single lineman in the starting lineup, but I'm sure that they've been interchanging them.
So Davis got a first down and 10 from the 29-yard line, well in FCA territory. As I look down to the sideline, Austin Mosley still getting some treatment for what looks to be some cramps. And give up the middle.
Taylor Kopp tripped him up.
Got about 5. So 2nd and 5, 2:20 remaining.
And if the Knights don't step it up on offense here soon, this is going to be a shutout. And that's not what you want.
Still got 14 minutes to play. I mean,
things can turn around in an instant.
Yep.
So
need to snap the ball pretty quickly. Play clock down to 5. And fumble.
Now I think the Warriors recovered it, but it was close because somebody.
Yeah, it was just a miscommunication there. I mean,
Matthew Beatty was there to jump on the ball, but
the play didn't come in as quick as it should have been, and the play clock was down to at least 4 or 5. So there's a nice shot of senior linebacker Joey Gall. Griswold back to pass.
That's
and
Davis again.
Davis making some moves and got a couple man to miss. Yep. No. Oh my goodness, that was.
How many tackles did he break there? That was at least 4 or 5.
At least 4 or 5. I mean, that was. Michael Davis, a 145-pound sophomore.
If this is what the future
field, reversed his field. I mean, that was.
If this is what the future holds for them, their future is pretty bright.
Absolutely. This is probably the best talented team that I've seen FCA play in a long time.
Got a flag.
Illegal substitution.
So that'll drop them back 5 yards for the kick.
Joey Morris will be kicking it once again.
Hopefully they can actually get it up this time. I mean, every time you have rough snaps every now and again, but 3 times.
The Knights are getting some pretty good penetration, which is really kind of disrupting. But yeah.
Warriors back up 5 from illegal substitution. Try it again.
There it is.
Nice kick.
Very good. They got it on the board. So with 1:13 to play, the score here in the third quarter is 47-0. It looks like Austin Mosley still's walking off his cramps there.
And those Those things hurt. I mean,
And
that's not easy.
They come fast. You know, you'll be totally fine 1 second. Next second, you know, you can't really run as fast as you would want to. So we've got Heater and one of the other Knights, I can't see his number, back to return.
Junior Collins?
No, I think that's either a 5 or a 6 on there.
Oh, it's Mystery 16. Forgot about him.
Yeah, he's not on a roster for some reason, but the number sounds familiar. So the Warriors will get ready to kick it off.
Now I'm looking at my rosters. I don't see him
anywhere. Maybe they. Yeah, the number sounds so familiar, but I cannot place it.
Heater breaking some tackles and brought down at the 20. I mean, I hate to not say your names, but
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
sorry. Whoever made these.
Maybe he'll come to us and tell us his name next time.
I blame Max Preps. There you go.
It's all your fault,
kind of a
Max
cop
Preps.
out, but whatever.
I'm sure that someone will say something to us at some point.
I'm sure they will. Probably an angry parent.
You forgot my child's name. I didn't say it or whatever, but we didn't have it on our rosters. So, I mean, we'd say it if he was on our rosters. And this play is going nowhere. Ben Tobin stopped at the line and dropped. He's not going anywhere.
Back to about the line of scrimmage, and we're under a minute, about 50 seconds and counting.
No gain for the Knights, second down.
Second down and 10 from the 20.
Joey Gall and freshman Josh Heater are lined up to the bottom of your screen, and Junior Collins up at the top there. My goodness. Junior comes off the line really fast. I almost
and Joey making some plays.
He's powering
close to
forward.
a first down. I don't think he got it, but he's
close. It's 2 yards.
Yeah,
2 yards.
That'll be about a yard short. Third down and 1.
Junior Collins comes off the line so fast, and it almost seems like he's having a false start every other play, but he's not, and it's just perfect timing from him. Maybe if you can get him a couple of good looks, you know, turn him into a star receiver.
Maybe.
Looks like there's a timeout.
I think that'll do it.
For the quarter.
Yep, that'll do it for the quarter. Your score here at New Lexington, 47-0, the Dayton Christian over Fairfield Christian. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here at FCA on LSN.
FCA on LSN. FCA on LSN. Brought to you in part by
Discover your promise in academics, in athletics, or in theater at Ohio University Lancaster and Pickerington. Online at lancaster.ohio.edu.
Thompson Concrete, a full-service concrete company. Online at thompsonconcrete.com.
Roger Weaver and the Weaver Law offices online at weaver-law.com.
Fairfield Christian Church, located near the River Valley Mall in Lancaster, online at fairfieldcc.com.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here at New Lexington. That third down and 1 play. Fairly close and good enough to move the chains. 47-0 your score here. If you're just tuning in, it's been a display of speed here by the Dayton Christian Warriors. I mean, you got Brandon Williams and then their speedy back Heath Harding, an array of others.
Everybody else on their team.
Tobin trying to make something out of nothing.
And I saw a very good block by Colin Young there. He just stopped, turned, and lowered his shoulder to make sure that nobody was coming up behind Ben Tobin.
Jackson on the stop for Dayton.
Adam Jackson, one of the seniors on this squad for Dayton Christian, with the tackle.
Knights will line up in a shotgun. 3 receivers out. Colin looking to pass. He's got Joey Gall. Oh!
And drops it. And that's been a problem for the Knights tonight. Drop passes.
We have neglected our sponsors a little bit, so the fourth quarter action of the FCA on LSN game is brought to you in part by Fairfield Mini Storage, the place to store your personal or business goods in a clean, dry unit within a graded facility. They have an outside storage for RVs and boats, and they are Lancaster's source for Penske truck rentals. Fairfield Mini Storage is located at 2230 East Main Street in Lancaster, or find them on the web at ffministorage.com.
A quarterback draw from Colin.
He's got the first down.
And some.
There you go, making something out of nothing. Everybody was covered, hole in the middle.
And we got an injured Warrior down on the field, and he took looked like a knee to the head or something.
And that'll be the second person that we have for the Warriors that's going to have to walk off the field, maybe. So as the Knights and the Warriors take a knee, and hopefully this injured Warrior will get up and walk off the field. Hopefully it's not severe, and we may see him back later in the game. So it's the fourth quarter, it's 0-47. You need to put some points on the board, and you've got 11 minutes to do it. What do you do?
I just keep the ball on the ground. That's been your strength so far.
Just do what you've been doing all night, pretty much. And this is taking a little longer.
Yeah, it was a blow to the head. So, I mean, you want to take every precaution you want to, whether it's serious or not.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Grant Porter.
Looks like he'll walk off the field. We might see him back, but if it's an injury to the head, I doubt it. Yeah.
Like I said, you want to take head injuries are what you don't want to see in a football game.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take any possibility of a concussion or any other head trauma. I mean,
well, the Knights have had that problem. We have Ryan Stalter and Michael Beatty, who both had concussions, and I know that Michael got cleared today to play, but I have no idea if Stalter was cleared.
A play action bootleg. Colin trying to
not gonna get the ball away. Loss of about 10, I think, or well, yeah, close to 7, closer to 7 or 8, but it was not pretty there.
It was just good coverage downfield.
And the Warriors have been dominating this game in just about every position you can possibly think of. They've had great offensive blocking for their tailbacks and their fullbacks, and they've had great defense here. Make sure the Knights can't move it forward, but Colin Young will try to throw it again, and he's not going anywhere again.
Yep, second sack in a row. I mean,
another 5 yards back, and position Coach Dave Dobbenmeyer did not want to get into.
Yeah, you were wanting hopefully one touchdown in this ball game. I mean, third and 21.
That's not what you wanted. Comes Joey Gall with the play. And, you know, it's 3rd and 21. I don't know if you should run it or not. I mean, your passing game's not effective, but you don't know if you're going to get 20 yards off the carry.
Well, the worst thing that could happen is an interception, but, you know,
Looks
they'll
like
keep it on the ground.
Snap.
That's a good decision there.
That's insured yards for the most part.
About 5 yards on the carry, but well short of a first down. But that would be 4th down.
So if Coach Dobbenmeyer is going to punt it, he's and I think he should. I mean, 16 yards. Ben Tobin can do a lot, but with this defense, you gotta.
With this lead and what
you can't
they're
take
down,
chances.
You don't want to take any chances, right? And risk an injury to your players. So I really expect to see the second team in here.
So that's Brandon Williams on the return. Cuts back around. Missed tackle.
Missed tackles all over the place. And
Stiff arm Joey Gall. This kid is, if that wasn't a display of his athleticism, I don't know what. He shook 2 or 3 tackles, and then he stiff-armed Joey Gall to the ground. And if that doesn't say something, I don't know what would.
Just a freak athlete. He's had a spectacular game tonight. A couple touchdowns for him. He's really showing Keith Harding that there's more than one great player on this team.
I think that there's more than 2, though. There's quite a bit on that field that are fairly good players, and I'm not.
Well,
that's
Harding gets most of the attention. I mean, he's a great back and a sweep.
That's Evan Butler there, brought down by Kopp and Tobin.
Gets maybe a yard.
It's like about 2.
Evan Butler on the carry.
7:50 and counting remaining in the ball game.
And I don't see any spread receivers here, so it looks like they're devoting everybody to blocking. They're probably trying to run the clock out, but still trying to score at the same time.
Brandon Ron on the carry. Yep, just trying to eat up some clock here to get out with a victory. And maybe even a shutout. 3rd and about 2 from the 46.
If the Knights can't do anything, you know, on offense or defense, this is going to be a shutout.
Looking to pass a little.
That's their freshman quarterback.
Yeah, beautifully constructed screen pass there.
And I see their more outside of their line, the sides of their line coming off, and they're going straight at the second tier of the defense, making sure that they can't stop it. And that's very good effort by the defensive players. And by the way that this team has been coached, you can tell that they're well disciplined for the most part. I mean, we see the penalty flag out there now, so as I'm saying that, so that'll be another holding penalty on Dayton. So I think that's quite a bit of yards in penalties.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the exact amount of penalty yardage. I mean, if there's one thing you got to work on, it's your mental toughness. If that's one thing the coaches want to tell their players during practice during this next week. I mean, other than that, I mean, nothing too major.
Oh, and a hit by Brian Miller.
Brian Miller.
And it looks like he might have the end zone. No, but he's close. About the 22, 23.
A nice saying, we're not going out without a fight.
And
so hopefully they get some points on the board.
That was an incredible display of athleticism by Brian Miller, who he's an incredible player. And right there, you know, the Knights are not going off without a fight. So let's see if the Knights can actually put some points on the board here in the fourth quarter.
I gave it to Ben Tobin. I mean, past couple possessions, he's been firing up his players.
And there you go. They took your advice. But it doesn't look like he got more than
maybe a yard if he's lucky.
Looks like he got close to the line of scrimmage.
Coming up on 6 minutes to go now. Young goes under center.
First time in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And there goes Ben Tobin running straight up the middle.
And down at about the 10, gain of 5. But a third down situation.
Ben Campbell and Connor Carr on the stop.
Colin Young will come out to the huddle, make sure everybody knows the play, and hopefully the count, so we don't see the same amount of penalties as the Warriors. But
yeah, I think they'll be fine on that one.
I hope so. That'd be a bit of a problem.
3rd and 5, but I believe that's
offsides.
Yep. Man, the penalty yards piling up. I'm well over 100.
I'm sure.
Without a doubt.
They had 3 holdings. They had an unnecessary roughness or late hit in the end zone. So that's 45 right there. A couple of offsides and a couple of false starts. You know, you've easily got 60, 70, even 80 yards in penalties. Fumbled snap, and I don't know who got it. Somebody fell on it. And the Warriors have this one. So there's a motivation boost for them, but not that they really needed it, 47-0. The Knights are just not playing their top quality game today.
And this is just a game, you come in tomorrow morning, watch the film. Obviously a lot to work on, both offensively and defensively. But that's why these guys are great coaches, is they're great at breaking down the film and letting each player know what he did wrong and also what he did well.
They're very good at bouncing back from these kind of problems.
You know, they lost to Crestview a couple weeks ago. But then came back with a nice victory over Williamsburg. So, I mean, you're right. Great. They do pretty well at bouncing back, and hopefully that's the case next week.
As they play Miller, I believe.
I think you're right.
And see if I can.
And they gave left side. I believe that was Butler. 4:15 and counting.
Yep, they will play Miller on the 29th, which, if I'm not mistaken, is, I think, their homecoming game.
Yep. Another screen pass and another penalty flag.
And if it's on the Knights, you know, this one's a touchdown, but I haven't seen many, if any, defensive penalties, except the one on Taylor, but I guess that's the only one that they've had all game.
This one's coming back. Yep.
You have a feeling?
Well, with all the players walking back.
It looks like it. And somebody's having some words with the referee there. Number 12, Blake Isaacs.
It's all smiles.
I guess they're just talking it over, you know. It's not like he's upset.
47-0. I would not be yelling at the referee.
Not at all.
It's all good fun down there. Well, for some of them.
I suppose anyone would rather be on the 47-0 side, but you know, sometimes it just you have to be on the 0 side of the equation here.
This is, like we said before, a great learning tool. I mean, yeah, it's going to hurt, but you're going to get that extra motivation by saying, hey, we're not going to get shut out 2 weeks in a row.
And I see freshman Austin Coleman coming in for sophomore Caleb Walls. So, oof, very good hit there by Caleb.
Nice
wow.
hit.
See that again, I wish. Replay, you know?
There's been some nice hits tonight.
See if we can match those up. Highlight hits of the
JT,
game.
we need replay, please. Sweep to the left. And that'll stop the clock. No, it doesn't. Excuse me.
Did not get out, did he?
Hey, there's Mystery 16. How you doing?
For some reason, I feel like
He's probably one of your classmates, man.
I know, right? I feel like I know who it is, but I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong. I'd have to.
Then you would have an angry parent.
Definitely. Let me check and see if the name. Yeah, it's on there, so I can't say it. And there goes Evan Butler on the carry. Shaking off a couple tackles.
Yeah,
still
trying
up.
to strip that ball.
Still up and running with 3 people on his back.
Colin Young came in there and tried to strip the ball.
Joey Gall and Junior Collins helped up there.
2.5 remaining in the ball game.
So as the Warriors approach the 35-yard line, looks like we have a, wow, that was a little bit of a late flag there.
I think that was against the Warriors.
Just a little bit?
Yep.
Somebody started moving early.
I really want to see the penalty yardage. I mean, if there's one knock on them, it's got to be that. I mean, 47-0. Obviously, you can't find much to knock against them, but penalties.
This is one of them.
Crazy.
On and off the field, the students at FCA are focused on being successful and being safe. Before you start your car with your friends and family to head home, remember to take.
So hopefully they get the count right this time.
That'd be a plus, definitely.
There it is. They got it. But the Knights D-line not letting that one go anywhere. Good job.
We can all join our students, the Ohio
Joey Gallin on the stop.
School Athletic Association.
And that kid can make plays all over the field. You see him on the bottom side of your screen maybe in one play, and 3 seconds later he's up there ready to make the tackle.
Yeah, he's continuing the tradition of great linebackers here. And he's been playing well since he was a freshman, now a senior.
Puts him on a total of 1,044 yards for the season thus far.
And a give inside.
And the giant amount of Knights there trying to stop the carry.
Everyone's invited down to midfield for a short devotional and prayer led by Coach Dave.
So as the game comes to a close, I'd like to remind you that the FCA on LSN Game of the Week is brought to you by Ohio Christian University, committed to offering a complete education that develops students intellectually, professionally, and spiritually. OCU's degree programs equip students to become leaders in their careers, communities, families, and the world. Ohio Christian University is online at ohiochristian.edu.
And if you want to watch this game or any other game again, go to fairfieldmedia.tv and you can watch this game.
And I think it'll be on YouTube too, right?
Yes.
So
you can find the YouTube link, fairfieldmedia.tv, or.
So 14 seconds left to go, and timeout by the Knights. I don't think that they're going to score. It'd take a miracle for them to score. And freshman Zach Hassel checks in for Junior Collins.
Blaine Ratliff as well, another freshman getting some playing time.
And, I mean, that's the best thing to do. And Blaine will come in for mystery player 16. Sorry, we wish we could say your name. I'm sure I will get roughed up about it when I talk to the football players. They'll be like, "Oh, you should have said his name."
Next week.
There's a good shot of Coach Emmets. He's a coach you
down
just
47-0. He's still got a smile on his face.
He's a person that can't be. I don't think I've ever seen him mad or upset at all. For the most part.
For the most part, I mean,
he's a very positive-looking coach, person, and that's just what that's what you should aspire to be.
And the Knights are really blessed with an entire coaching staff that is just like Coach E, with Coach Dobmeyer, Coach McFarland, all the other coaches. Coach Gill. These guys really want to see them grow as football players, but not only that, as men and as Christians. So that is great to see. 13.7 remaining on the board. Probably the last play.
Looks like.
Maybe. I think that'll do it, probably. They're going to let the clock run down.
So that's the game.
And now as the clock strikes 0, your final score here from New Lexington, 47-0. The Knights are shut out by the Warriors of Dayton Christian. So your final thoughts, Mr. Gherkin.
They persevered. They may not have won, but they put their hearts into this game. And that's what you should do. And, like you said, they're going to learn from it. They're a tough football team, and they know how to bounce back. So look for them in the next couple of games.
So the Knights traveled their home, I believe, against Miller, their homecoming, and next week, and we will bring you that action. So your final score here, 47-0. The FCA Knights lose to Dayton Christian. For Jared Camp and Andrew Gherkin, the entire media staff, and JT Burcham, we'd like to thank you for watching FCA football on LSN. Good night, everybody.
Nice. No.
Oops. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Works every time. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
FCA on LSN. Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.
Thanks for watching FCA on LSN.